Hi, I'm Stuart Miller, and I'm an instructor in the Department of Psychological Sciences. I just wanted to share with you a success story that I had early on when we moved to remote teaching. So I asked my students in my general psychology class to engage in discussions as part of their grade. So we moved some of the points that were in high stakes assessments to lower stakes assessments like discussion boards. But I wanted them to really lean into the discussion boards, and I thought, well, how can I get them to do this? And one thing, being a social psychologist, I realized we got to set the norm early, right? If they get points for an assignment and the discussion board where they write just a few lines of text, and that's just going to be what they're going to do for the rest of the semester if they get rewarded for that. So what I did was I thought, well, what's going to get them to engage? And I thought, well, maybe they want to talk about the pandemic, right? And psychology has a lot to say about human behavior that can be applied to how people are behaving in a pandemic. So the first assignment that I set for them was a discussion board where they had to post a thread that generally connected psychology or how psychologists are explaining people's behavior during this crisis. And so I gave them some, ideas to get them started. So like talking about how perceptions of risk influence precautionary behaviors, how social norms influence whether people comply or engage in social distancing, why are people buying up all the toilet paper, or how to adapt to changes in our normal routine. And then another prompt was advice on looking after our mental health while engaging in social distancing. And the students really did a great job with this. They were writing paragraphs, not just a few lines, paragraphs about what they've learned about our behavior during this pandemic. And the comments to each other were really considerate and civil. They engaged in discussion with other classmates. And since then, I've noticed that the other assignments have discussion board assignments. They've been doing a lot more than I would expect. In fact, they're actually doing more on these discussion board assignments compared to my upper level course that I teach in psychology. So setting the norm, getting them to engage, setting that norm early and then reinforcing that behavior, I found that to be quite successful. I'm Stuart Miller, and I teach at K-State.